The new WorldBox update is out, and I don't even think I've looked at one of the biggest features that has come with it, and that is the new subspecies editor that allows you to turn literally any animal into sentient life that can build and construct just like humans. So today, I want to see if that new sentient life is better or worse than humans. So today, I'm going to be pitting 5 animal civilizations against one equal-sized human civilization, and we're going to see who wins. So first, this map will just not do. We got to get rid of this. And also guys, a quick note, when you're starting your worlds, you can actually just turn on the forbidden setting right here, so you don't have to sacrifice elves each time. And that way you can just automatically have all the stuff unlocked. So here's our map. Let me add some biomes real quick. So we'll put some birch right here, some maple over here. We'll put the jungle right here, the swamp down here, and finally we'll just put some normal grass over here. And in the middle, this is where the humans are gonna live, surrounded by these other 5 biomes. And for them, we'll give them the mushroom biome. And you may be wondering why I chose these 6 biomes. And it's because each biome is for a specific species. In the birch forest, we're gonna put the sheep down. In the maple forest, we're gonna put down the bears. In the jungle, we're gonna put monkeys. In the swamp, we're gonna put crocodiles. And finally, in the normal grass, we're gonna put cows. So as you can see, I picked 5 biomes that roughly go with where these animals would choose to live. And in the middle, I just picked mushrooms because there was nothing else to pick for the humans. So, we are going to go ahead and place down our species. We're going to start with the sheep. We are going to spawn 250 of them. And in our subspecies editor, which you can see right here, we are going to get rid of their population limit and give them the complete advanced brain abilities to become a civilization. However, every single animal is going to have a special trait that can either hurt or make them better. And for the sheep, we're going to make them super positive and inquisitive nature. Now, while super positive is good, this inquisitive nature could be very dangerous for them, say that they run into some trouble. The sheep have been placed, and now we're going to move on to the bears. We're just going to place only 200 of them, because this will be the powerhouse, I'm assuming, of the animal kingdom. Their special trait is going to be enhanced strength and an exoskeleton giving them more armor. These guys will be the frontline soldiers of the human war. In the jungle, and now it's time for the monkeys. And these guys are going to act as the sharpshooters, as they like to throw rocks. Because of that, we will give them the good throwers trait. And in the southeast, we're going to spawn the gators. And they're going to be gifted with a long lifespan. And finally, in the southwest, we're going to spawn in our cows. We will also spawn 250 cows. And for them, we're simply going to make them good builders, as I feel like cows would be really good at building stuff for some reason. And with our species spawned in, the only thing left is the humans. As you can see in the bottom right, we spawned in approximately 1,120 of these animals, meaning that we're going to spawn in 1,200 humans, which is roughly the same. And that's good. And the only addition that we are going to add to the humans is that they're going to be hyper intelligent. And the stage is now set for our world, and we can begin to see how these guys develop. And they have immediately formed their kingdoms, and they have begun spreading out. And everyone has begun expanding. Now, an immediate advantage that I see about the humans is that they have a very big gene pool, because there's 1,200 of them, meaning that there is a very little chance that over time they run out of people to have partners with, because in these other kingdoms, there's not really enough people, meaning that eventually these kingdoms are going to have to start marrying their cousins and sisters and stuff. And as of right now, we are not currently in Alabama. But the humans are not going to have that issue. And they have already begun expanding, and they've even formed a farm. Culture-wise, the humans are doing the best too. But the other animals have already begun expanding. Now, one thing about the crocodiles is that they live on an island, and they're going to have to expand into the mainland to really be any help. Now, an issue that I can see here is if the humans don't expand enough, they could run out of land to expand into, limiting their potential population growth. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the new Unity feature to ally all of the animal kingdoms together. And we're going to name it the Animal Kingdom. It became a literal kingdom now. And as you can see here, that's still only roughly equal to the population of the humans. So now, we essentially wait. The humans are expanding, The crocodiles are trying their best. Creatures are being eaten. I have a feeling that a lot of them will die from starvation, especially the humans, because how are they supposed to feed all these guys? But we will most certainly see. So, I am going to go ahead and skip to year 100, and we'll check in there. And the war will start at year 200. So, literally about 3 years after I said I'd be right back, a meteor just struck the middle of the entire human empire, killing literally 700 people. So, you call me a cheater, but I'm gonna replace those humans, because as of right now, they would not stand a chance. So they are back up to 1200 now. Here, I'll even throw in a monolith in the middle to see if anyone changes. I don't know, just trying to mix some things up here. Alright, I'll see you guys at year 100 again, unless another meteor strikes, and then which I will let you know.
2 hours later.
So, it is now officially year 100, and that means it's time to check in on stats. So first let's look at populations. Humans are doing pretty alright for themselves at 2100, which means they've gone up roughly 900 in total, which is not bad at all. Their kingdoms also expand. I've noticed that they have made several outposts up and around the other animal kingdoms. As we can see right here, they've made one up near the monkeys. They've even colonized this island right here with 3 little villages. They made an outpost down here by the cows, and even one over here by the gators. In terms of other populations, the monkeys have gone up a really decent amount, up to over 1,000 now. The crocodiles have also expanded, but for some reason they actually split up into 3 different kingdoms. This small one, Accra, which consists of just a couple alligators just swimming in the ocean. And this other main one named A, which they're actually both named A, but they're different kingdoms. Which the second kingdom of A is concentrated on the mainland swamps, while the other one is still in the islands. They have grown about 100 total population. The cows have grown about 100, but their growth has actually been surprisingly small. The sheep, on the other hand, have grown significantly too, taking lots of tracts of land, and they're doing pretty alright for themselves, I would say. The bears, on the other hand, and I think I'm no scientist here, but it appears that the bears are a pretty violent species. Now, I didn't realize this before, and I must be the first person to ever realize this, but they have actually gone down in population because of their violence. In the world laws, I even tried to turn off evil monsters and stop them from attacking each other, but that hasn't stopped them. They've still killed one another. It's not even the humans, they just kill one another. So that might be a major flaw come time for the war. And now it's everyone's favorite time to look at some interesting people from each kingdom. In the humans kingdom, their most famous guy is this girl named Swano. I don't know exactly how you become famous here, but she's basically WorldBox's Mr. Beast right here. On the strongest side, with 45 attack power, is this dude named Zima, with 2 kills and a really sweet spear, made by himself. Interestingly, if you can see here, the helmet he's wearing is actually created by a cow named Mid. That's cool to me, so it means that there is still trade between these villages. On the monkey side, their most powerful soldier only has 28 attack power, and this girl named Mishi. In the alligators, their most powerful soldier has 56 attack power. In the cow kingdom, their most powerful soldier only has 32. In the sheep, their strongest soldier only has 24, way less than the humans. And finally, the bears, unsurprisingly, have an absolute ton of attack power, 173. Now, luckily for the humans, there's just not that many bears, meaning that they still have a good chance to win. In total population here, we can see that the humans are down around 500 from the animals, but still, the humans have a lot of land to work with, and I feel like that they have a very good chance to grow in that population and stand a chance come time for the war. And now, as we can see, it is year 100. We are going to start the war at year 200, so I'll see you guys then. So we're about around year 170 right here, and it's because I want to note something really important, and I think you guys already see it. The sheep population has absolutely plummeted, and at first I noticed it but didn't really look into it, maybe like a meteor hit them or something, but no, it's much different than that. It's wolves. As you know in real life, wolves tend to not like sheep, so what must have happened is a couple wolves probably naturally spawned, and they saw a few sheep, and because of how many sheep there are, they were able to just absolutely go ham on them and make their population explode. As we can see here, the wolves have actually grown to over 300, and this is probably from only starting with just a couple. I did not spawn any of these in. and they've been able to absolutely feast on the sheep. And I'm not going to intervene, but it seems like since we still have 30 years left, the sheep are probably going to be completely eradicated by the start of the war, which would be a huge addition to the humans. The humans have already taken advantage of this lost land, and they have made 2 new villages already, Mashineg and one ironically named Baja. Every other kingdom, at least for the time being, seems to be in pretty good shape, however. But maybe the sheep will be able to resist, but as of right now, it's not looking good. But I'll check in with you guys in a few minutes. And it looks like the sheep, just 5 years later, is going to be... the wolves are too much to handle for them. And the humans are going to take advantage of the lost land, and finally the last sheep was slain, completely eradicating their subspecies, and showing that the canine lupices are the new superior kingdom. But they're not intelligent species, being that now the humans in the animal kingdom are pretty much tied in population. And maybe there's a slim chance that these canines evolve into intelligent life, especially in the next 25 years. But to give them a chance, I'm going to throw down a monolith. I'm going to throw a monolith down, which potentially gives them a slim chance at these wolves becoming intelligent life. Not saying it's going to happen, it probably won't happen, but who knows. But as time continues to tick by, that's a huge win for the humans. But I'll see you guys in year 200. Well, here's another untimely interruption. The wolves have already become sentient, literally seconds after I put in the monolith. And finally, without interruption, we have approached year 200. And it's time to look at some stats before we begin the war. So, first off, population-wise, the humans have exploded. In just the 20 years since I made that last update, they've surpassed the animals by nearly 500. And this kingdom up here in the top, the WAF or whatever, the little wolves, they are existing, but they're not doing very well at the moment. Interestingly though, in another very cool thing, as soon as the sheep population disappeared, absolutely all of the wolves died because they ran out of food to eat. They're carnivores and they had nothing left to eat. So I just find that really cool that they grew at an exponential rate, but as soon as they ran out of food, they all perished. It's just like real life, and it's honestly one of the coolest things I've ever even seen in a video game. But back in terms of the other kingdoms, the humans have grown. They really took advantage of the land lost by the sheep, and honestly, I still think this will be a very close battle. Now, another quick thing I noticed before we look at some of the actual people of the kingdoms is the humans are the only civilization that can develop boats. Have you guys noticed that? I don't know if you guys saw, but there are absolutely no boats other than the humans, which is a very big advantage for them, making it actually impossible for the other animals to reach these kingdoms. Not because certain animals, as you can see the crocs right here, they can swim. Their armies can literally just, like when the war starts, they are literally just going to swim over to the humans and attack them. If it comes down to it, I will give these subspecies the ability to swim over to these islands too, but I think it'll be a bit closer than that. So let's look at some of the people now. So the most known people in the human kingdom is Tutcho and Crummy. They both have 80 renown, whatever, big whoop, who cares. And the strongest guy is this guy named Don't Know, with 47 attack power, only a little bit higher than the last guy. Down here in the monkeys, their strongest soldiers only have 27. The crocs still have an attack power of around 56, 57. The cows have an attack power of around 30, and the bears still have an attack power of around 170. Now, interestingly, as we can see here, the bears finally figured out whatever the heck was going on, and their population has nearly doubled since year 100. However, all the other populations have struggled, to say the least. The cows have actually gone down a little bit and are now closer to their starting population. But now, the humans have the population advantage, but do they have the strength advantage? Some of these kingdoms are really going to come down on them, and with them being all allied to one another in the animal kingdom, which we're going to add the little wolves to it now, will they be able to succeed? Well, we're going to have to see, as war has been declared, and I'm just going to have to zoom out and see what happens. Battles have already broken out. Look at the human population. It is skyrocketed down. Now remember, when it's an interspecies conflict, humans and other animals will try to get rid of every single member of the opposite kingdom, so they're going to have to kill them all. But just for the sake of easy, we are also going to turn on angry villagers. This is just so that the villagers will fight back when attacked. And the human population has absolutely plummeted. And in comparison, the animal kingdom has not done that bad. But there's fighting breaking out all over. And will the humans be able to survive? Another huge advantage of the humans having boats is now they have a navy, which as we can see right here, they can shoot bombs at the animal kingdom. And the animal kingdom can literally do nothing about this. But populations are crumbling. Look at these battles. Monkeys, humans, you name it, it's just absolute chaos breaking loose. The war has only lasted 3 years, and 2,300 people have already died. But if we look here, the humans have the slight population edge, a 200 warrior edge, but have lost 200 more troops. But all in all, this war is still 50-50, and it's anyone's game. Miraculously, the humans actually are seeming to have really good success against the bears, which I thought would be their most formidable opponent. As we can see right here, they have absolutely slain certain villages. Same with the monkeys. The entire monkey population has decreased nearly 500. But on the other hand, the gators haven't even sent their army in. They just don't seem to care one way or another right now. And on the other hand, I think I completely forgot to say it, the cows have been obliterated. The cows are done. They lost. Meaning that now, it's only the humans versus the bears. It's the humans versus the bears, monkeys, and alligators. But the alligators, at least the ones on this island, have yet to do anything at all, leaving the monkeys and the bears to fend for themselves. Just look at some of these guys. This is a bear city of Mitchi. Look at this absolute tank right here. Look at this guy. He's absolutely just running through, churning down. But remember, the humans have bows, and they're gonna absolutely rip through this guy. The humans have been fairly unsuccessful in trying to penetrate the monkey villages, because remember, the monkeys are really good at throwing and shooting bows, meaning that any ground attack launched by the humans is pretty much going to be repelled. However, it seems like the humans, yep, they just did it. They have completely eradicated the alligator kingdom located on the mainland, leaving just these guys. Still, in comparison to the population, the humans appear to be winning on the mainland. So unless the alligators get involved, it seems like it's game over for these guys. Monkeys have launched a very small army into human land. Doesn't seem like it's really doing that much though. Once again, the humans are trying to send armies into the monkey land, but it's not really doing that much. The bears are also finally beginning to hold their own ground too, which will give them time to strengthen up. Interestingly enough, the monolith has actually turned these crabs into sentient species. I'm not quite sure how, or even why for that matter, but there's crab people now, so I guess we're gonna have to add them to the war. And big fights breaking out, the alligators still doing absolutely squat, but they're repelling the humans pretty dang well. However, human navy boats right here are absolutely tearing through the bears' defenses, as they can't really do much about it. And up here, and the humans have launched a huge force into monkey territory, and they have absolutely, it looks like it's getting repelled, but they were able to take out a large percentage of monkeys. But if we look here, the humans are really low in population now. And a meteor just hit a northern city, killing another 100 or so of them. Meaning that, actually, as of right now, they have lost the edge. They are no longer winning this war at all. And one of their cities just got destroyed. Even this crab city's doing pretty good. And in terms of the alliance as a whole, remember the alligators aren't even doing anything. The humans are now outnumbered nearly 2-1. And the monkeys, who have been the main soldiers of this war, are now going on the counteroffensive, with even some bears being active in certain cities. And if you look here, look at this boat's yellow. The monkeys have started making boats. I didn't even know they could, but it looks like they can. And that's huge for them, because now they have the capability to invade the enemy up here. And population numbers are dwindling. Crabs have actually been able to expand their empire, growing even larger than before. And the monkeys have committed a ton of forces to try to take down the humans. It seems like the alligators just aren't really doing anything, so it would be a real shame if, oh, what the heck is that, a bridge? Oh, gee whiz, who the heck made that? Oh, looks like the alligators are finally charging in the battle now. Oh, now they swim. That's weird. That has to be some sort of glitch. They won't swim across unless there's some sort of land connection. But now they're going into battle. Look at all the alligators zooming over into battle. That's so cool. Look at them just zooming into battle. And with this addition, it looks like the humans don't really stand a chance at all. Their population's plummeting. The animal kingdom's actually strengthening in power. There's even more and more species becoming sentient around this monolith. And it's just not looking good for the humans at all. Especially with the alligators finally pushing in to attack. Pretty much all of the main cities have been destroyed. But they still have these couple of cities up here that have yet to be touched. And the human navy is trying its hardest to just get rid of the intruders, but as we can see here, it's only so much they can do. Humans are really losing population now, and even rats are making their own kingdoms on their own. I didn't even do anything about that. And more cities are getting destroyed, and look at this! The sheep have finally returned. They've gotten their long-awaited vengeance. One sheep. And now it's clear that this war is just all but over. And it looks like monkey ships have actually been able to invade the human homeland up here, and their kingdom has been eradicated. They have nothing left. Their villages have been absolutely wiped clean. There are technically still a few humans hanging out here and there, but it seems that for the most part they've lost. This map looks so weird now with all the addition of like crabs and stuff. But some final war stats here. Before the battle technically ends, they lost 3,200 people. In comparison, the animals only lost 2,300. The animal population currently is around 1,800, but remember that was around 2,100 when the war started. Humans also started around 2,100 too. Humans only have 11 warriors left. In total, 5,580 people died in the attack. If we look at the population pyramid of the battle, which is the total population demographic of all the fighting kingdoms, as you can see, most people are between 0 and 10 years old because everyone older than that died in the war, meaning that more kids had to be born to replace those who fell. Now let's look at this cool graph here. The war started around 50 years ago, and as we can see, when the war first started, the populations of these kingdoms plummeted. But we see 2,500 went down all the way to 1,500, and then it slowly began rising again. On the other hand, deaths began to absolutely rise during this time. And here's another one. Here's the defenders and attackers population. The defenders are the humans, the attackers are the animals. They started almost exactly the same, but the humans, as you can see, just plummeted, while the animals did lose some people initially at first, but they were able to quickly recover and even grow after that, while the humans continued to plummet, and by the end, the difference is shown. The humans stand no chance. And it looks like the humans were finally defeated roughly 57 years after the war started, and as we can see here, the animal kingdom is victorious, and there is a ton of destruction across the entire map. There's even still remnants of the old sheep village, but it seems like the animals were able to prevail. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is probably one of my favorite videos I've made. The new subspecies, monolith, and even the realistic demographics, like carrying capacity, all that science, being able to be literally simulated and shown in a game like WorldBox is so cool to me. So I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I do, and of course, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.